क्रिमिनल मेंटालिटी है, ये कोई गलती नहीं है।
A story about influence, privilege,
Access to justice becomes much better if you are rich.
and justice.
Police in bailable cases do not have the power to arrest you.
Why someone accused of injuring pedestrians could be out so soon.
So it is a very well accused friendly system.
And then came the twist.
शिवम को कुछ झपकी आने लगी ऐसा,
एकदम से उनके हाथ पैर वारा कांपने लग गया।
ड्राइवर को सोचने लगा कि इनको हुआ क्या।
Would you have felt so much of anger if the person who got run over was not a rickshawala, but in fact another Lamborghini owner?
These boys need to be taught a lesson. So it's not the first time India had seen a luxury car crash linked to an affluent family. Pune's Porsche case, Mumbai's BMW crash, and then Kanpur's Lamborghini case. Each began as a road accident on a crowded street. But across India, the narrative shifted from a crash to a story about influence, privilege, and justice.
Would you have felt so much of anger if the person who got run over was not a rickshawala, not a poor person, but in fact another Lamborghini owner?
I am Vaishnavi, and today we'll delve into what really happened in the Kanpur Lamborghini case and what it reveals about how the system works. On 8 February 2026, at around 3:15 p.m., VIP Road in Kanpur's Guwahati area was crowded with post-lunch traffic, bikes and cars moving through while pedestrians crossed in between. And that's when a sleek black Lamborghini, a high-end Italian luxury car worth over 10 crore rupees, came speeding down VIP Road. What should have been a normal afternoon turned into chaos in seconds. The car lost control. It crashed into an auto rickshaw, hit a parked motorcycle, and struck pedestrians before slamming into an electric pole and coming to a stop.
4-5 लोग घायल हो गए।
People at the scene didn't immediately know who was driving. Videos from the spot showed locals rushing toward the wreck. Some witnesses said that private guards who were traveling in another car behind the Lamborghini pulled the man out of the car and shielded him from the crowd. Eventually, the police arrived, controlled the crowd, and took the injured to a hospital. The damaged Lamborghini was seized as well. Social media users began asking, who was behind the wheel? And that's when a name began to surface. Shivam Mishra was the son of tobacco tycoon KK Mishra. His family ran Banshidhar Exports Private Limited, a well-established supplier in the tobacco and pan masala industry. Now, instead of stopping the car after the collision, eyewitnesses said that Shivam allegedly tried to flee with the help of his bouncers. Police initially filed the FIR against an unidentified person, but eyewitnesses said Shivam was driving and was seen being pulled out of the driver's seat in the videos as well. And then came the twist. A man named Mohan, who worked for the Mishra family, came forward and said that he was driving the car at the time of the crash. He told the police that the Lamborghini was under his control when it hit the pedestrians. Shivam's father said, "It was Mohan who was driving the car and lost control as my son's condition deteriorated rapidly." Shivam suffered from epilepsy. By the time he reached home, he was unconscious. We immediately sent him to Delhi for treatment.
दरवाजा खुला, तुरंत ड्राइवर भी बहुत घबरा गया था, उतर के बाहर आया और उसने उनको पकड़ के खींचने की कोशिश की। ड्राइवर छोटा था, नाटा था, खिसक गया। पीछे वो लोग जो हमारे सिक्योरिटी थे, हम तुरंत पकड़ के उसी बेहोश की हालत में, उसी हालत में उनको निकाला।
But eyewitness said Mohan was not seen driving the car before the crash.
सर गलत बोल रहे हैं, अगर कोई बोल रहा है तो गलत बोल रहा है।
Because of this, confusion grew over who was really behind the wheel. Police began checking CCTV footage and videos from the area to find out the truth. Social media users started asking whether Mohan was being used to protect someone more powerful.
अभी तक क्यों नहीं सामने आए थे?
सर मैं वहीं पे था, थाने पे था जिस दिन वो हादसा हुआ था।
और सामने आए हैं,
वहीं
एप्लीकेशन दी उन्होंने।
When Mohan was asked how many gears a Lamborghini has, he said,
उसमें Lamborghini चलाना जानते हो? गाड़ी में कितने गियर होते हैं?
सर इसमें गियर होती है सर, 9 गियर होते हैं।
हमारी हाथ दबा।
But the Lamborghini Revolto actually comes with an 8-speed dual clutch gearbox, contradicting Mohan's statement and raising further suspicion. Now the crash was no longer just about a speeding car. It had now become a story about identity, influence, and who would finally be held responsible. A Kanpur court rejected Mohan's surrender plea after the police said
एक्सीडेंट के वक्त शिवम मिश्रा ही गाड़ी चला रहा था।
on 12th February, 4 days after the accident. Kanpur police arrested Shivam in connection with the crash. But the arrest itself became controversial. Critics pointed out that the FIR was registered late. The initial name was unknown person, and there were questions about how the investigation was handled. Police sought Shivam's custody, but the court found procedural mistakes in how the arrest was carried out. And within hours,
पुलिस की जो डिमांड थी उसको कोर्ट ने निरस्त कर दिया.
Shivam was granted bail on a personal bond of 20,000 rupees.
When the judge says 20,000 bond, it literally means you're signing a piece of paper which says that whenever the judge calls me, whenever the police call me, I will attend the court proceedings, police investigation whenever I am needed. If I don't, then I am giving undertaking that I will be liable to pay 20,000 rupees.
Social media users began asking why someone accused of injuring multiple pedestrians could be out so soon. The question was, would bail have come this fast if the car was not a Lamborghini and the name not Shivam Mishra?
It is unfortunate now because of the news and the hue and cry this person was arrested. Because he had what I'm assuming the best lawyer in Kanpur. He was able to get bail very quickly. If hue and cry and he did not have such a good lawyer, there's a very good chance that even in a bailable offense where he should not have spent even a minute in custody, he would have still spent a couple of weeks, after which and the magistrate court would have very severe offense, people hurt, without following any logic, would have still denied bail, and then perhaps a week, a month, or 3 months into custody, the person would have gotten bail.
Let me tell you on what basis Shivam was given bail. So police booked him under 3 main sections. First is section 125A and B for doing a careless act that puts human life in danger, which carries a punishment of up to 1 year in jail or a fine or both. Second is section 281 for rash or dangerous driving on a public road, which carries a punishment of up to 6 months in jail or a fine or both. Third is section 324(4) for causing injury using a dangerous act or vehicle, which carries the punishment of up to 3 years in jail or a fine or both. Together, these charges treat the crash as negligence, not as a violent crime. And now comes the important part. Under section 35 of the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, police can arrest a person without a warrant only in certain situations. For example, if the crime is very serious and punishable with more than 7 years. But in Shivam's case, the maximum punishment under all sections was less than 7 years. Then the law says that in such cases, police should first issue a notice of appearance instead of arresting the person. This notice asked the accused to come for questioning. So when Shivam was produced in court, the judge noted that the arrest procedure was not properly followed and observed that the notice that should have been issued under the BNSS was not served in accordance with the law. There are other aspects too that the judge takes into consideration while granting bail to the accused.
Number one is, what is the possibility of the person running away from the jurisdiction of the court? Number two is, what is the possibility of tampering with evidence or influencing witnesses? Another consideration which comes up is the severity of the offense. And the final one is the agreeability of the accused person to join investigation and to appear before the court as and when directed to do so by either the judge or by the police.
Now, this was not the first time India had seen a luxury car crash linked to an affluent family. In May 2024, 17-year-old Vedant Agrawal crashed a Porsche into a motorcycle in Pune, killing 2 people. Within hours of the accident, the court granted him bail and asked him to write an essay on road safety. After public criticism, the bail was reviewed and the minor was sent to an observation home. The case was still under trial at the time of publishing this report. Investigators later uncovered another disturbing detail. The parents of the minor allegedly tried to swab blood samples to hide that their children had been drinking. The Supreme Court of India later flagged the case as a clear example of parenting failure. Just weeks later, in June 2024, another case surfaced, this time in Mumbai. 24-year-old Mihir Shah allegedly drove a BMW into a two-wheeler in Worli, killing a woman on the spot. Mihir was the son of a leader from the Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena faction. He was arrested 2 days after the crash. When the matter reached the Supreme Court, the judge made sharp remarks about privilege and responsibility. They noted that Mihir came from a wealthy and influential family and said such cases must send a strong message. He parks his Mercedes, takes out his BMW, crashes it and goes missing. Let him stay inside for some time. These boys need to be taught a lesson. Mihir was in judicial custody at the time of publishing this report. In February 2026, a 17-year-old boy allegedly drove an SUV into a motorcycle, killing a 23-year-old man.
ये क्रिमिनल मेंटालिटी है, ये कोई गलती नहीं है. जिन बच्चों को ये लगता है कि हम कुछ भी करेंगे रोड पे जाके और हमारे माँ बाप के पास पैसे हैं तो हमें कोई पनिशमेंट नहीं होगी, हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं.
The teen was granted bail by the Juvenile Justice Board on the grounds of his Class 10 board examinations.
इस लड़के के पहले भी बहुत सारे ओवर स्पीडिंग के चालान हैं. उसके बाद भी इसके बाप ने इसको रोका नहीं है. उसके बाद भी इसके पास कंटिन्यू गाड़ी है.
Now, giving a minor a car to drive without a license may be seen as an act of love by parents, or they might not even give a second thought before letting them do so. But it becomes dangerous, not only for the child but also for other people on the streets. So when accidents happen, the responsibility cannot lie with the minor alone. It rests especially with the parents who allowed it. Data from the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways showed that 11,890 road accidents involving underage drivers were reported across India in 2023-2024, including 231 cases from Delhi. Under the Motor Vehicle Act, parents who allow underage children to drive can face fines and imprisonment, and vehicle owners can also be held responsible if an accident occurs. Under Indian law, adults who cause death by rash or negligence driving and fail to report it can face up to 10 years in jail, and juveniles are dealt with under the Juvenile Justice Act, which emphasizes reform and rehabilitation rather than imprisonment. Back in Kanpur, it wasn't the first time Shivam's name had appeared in the news. In 2024, the Income Tax Department raided properties linked to Shivam's family across Delhi, Kanpur, Mumbai and Gujarat over suspected income discrepancies. Officials seized luxury cars including a Rolls-Royce, Porsche and the same Lamborghini along with cash and jewelry worth several crores. And it was then that Shivam first came into public attention. In the Lamborghini crash case, the police said that they had completed the necessary questioning and saw no need for further interrogation of Shivam at the moment. The investigation was still underway at the time of publishing this report.
There are several laws which are very, very lacking. It may be very emotionally overwhelming for a lot of people. This rich kid crashed into people. As we assume privilege, we assume wealth means privilege, the fact that he should get away. I ask anybody who's watching, if this was not a kid in a Lamborghini, but a kid in a Maruti 800, then did he deserve to be arrested and stay in jail? If so, approach your local lawmaker and ask him to make grievous hurt by rash and negligent act a non-bailable offense. The absurdity of a system, just because there is a little bit of hue and cry, just because, let us assume that this was a spoiled kid who crashed into a bunch of people, caused injuries. And the travesty is, this thing has been lamented by people all over the country for the past several years, that in hit and run cases or in even death by rash and negligent acts, it was a bailable offense until recently. What we need to do is we need to have stronger laws covering various scenarios. The problem with our criminal justice system, one is the procedure, extra powers given to the police in some areas, less power given to the police in other areas, power to the judge, power to the prosecutor, power to the accused person. These things have to be managed better.
Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And also let me know which story or topic you want me to delve into next. This is Vaishnavi signing off.